Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and this is the project that we're going to be doing next. This is project 2 of Christmas Story. So I'm showing you close up. Now that little shaker window is an added attraction that I decided to do. But I'm just giving you a close up of what all the details look like on this page. And then you can see the step by step. But if you want any of this, if this looks like it's interesting to you, then you can purchase it at dorothy.closetomyheart.com. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye now. Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and I am going to work on Project 2 today of Christmas Story. So there's 3 layouts. I've done the first one already, and now comes the second one. So I'm just kind of showing you the layout, and I've already done all the cutting and took out all the die cuts from their carrier sheets. And what I'm going to do right now is they suggest, now the gilt spray does not come with the kit. So that's an added thing, and it's totally optional to do this. But I went ahead and I had my gilt spray and I shook it up real good. Real good. There's a little ball in there, and so you want to make sure that all the color on the bottom is the same color throughout. So you don't want it to be like a lighter or a darker color on the bottom. So I'm just holding it a little bit away, and I'm getting a fine spray and a blops, for lack of a better word. I'm using my paint box because this really helps contain the spray where I want it to go and not get all over my workspace. So I would suggest that you save a box. These Close to My Heart, we call them pizza boxes, are perfect for this use. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little drop of some of the gilt down on one of the pieces of paper I have in there. And I'm going to take a stylus that I have. Now, I didn't use the most recent stylus. This is an very ancient one. I do have the more recent one, which is a little bit easier to hold. It's a little bit thicker. And I'm just adding a little dot of gold gilt to the bows that was suggested. And it was also suggested to go on a couple of the other pieces, which I ended up using a Spectrum Noir gold marker instead. A little bit easier. I forgot to do it on these pieces when I had the gilt spray out and the stylus, and so I just decided to use the marker just for ease. So you really, if you don't have any of the gilt spray, you could totally use a gold marker if you wanted to. So I've got the spray. The spray is all dried now, and I kind of set everything aside until everything dried. Have to tell you, I had a little experience with a couple of my sprays. The spray clogged up, and so I had to do some serious surgery and water running on it to get the nozzle to be able to give me a spray. So here's the Spectrum Noir gold marker. And so I'm making some little spots. I'm filling in some spots that were just like the sage color, and now they're going to be gold. Because why not? And look at how nicely that gold stands out against the black. So what I didn't pick up is that in the middle of this, they have like a little present, and I thought it was in gold. So I just went ahead and drew it with the marker. But there was no instructions that said anything about this. So as it turns out, it wasn't a marker at all. It's really part of the wood look die cuts. And I didn't see that until the very end of my, when I put everything together and I was putting the last pieces from the wood die cut, wood look die cut. And lo and behold, there's the little package all by itself. So anyway, just instead of you doing what I'm doing and making the package in the gilt or a gold Spectrum Noir, look on your wood look die cut sheet, because that's where the little package is. Completely got by me, folks. Totally got by me. Okay, so I am putting the bottom of the scallops 2.5 inches up from the bottom. And then this strip is covering a portion of the black scallop. Then the plaid goes down edge to edge on top of the kind of ivy piece. Then I'm actually going to put that scallop. See if I cover up some of the scallop if I do it like that. So that scallop is going to go about 1/4 of an inch or so up from the plaid. Or 3/8 of an inch maybe. So I don't want it there, so it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch. That's where I finally decided. And then this is going to go on top. So there we've got it. It's about equal to the bottom part. So there we have the start of project 1, page 1. And then you've got the photo mats that are going here. So it's a 3x4 and a 4x4 and then a 4x6. And so each of those photo mats is going about, this one we're going to start off on the left-hand side, and it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch over from the edge and kind of equidistant between the top and the bottom. And then you just kind of match those up with a little space, a little 1/4 of an inch in between. And then the 4x6 is going to go from the top to the bottom of the ivy strips, or I don't really know what to call those. And then this cool kind of wreath is going to go halfway on that piece. So there's a border that goes on top that is part of the sticker sheet. So if you're wondering where that is, it's a sticker border. And it's repeating the pattern of the scallop, which that's cool. I always like a repeated pattern. It just kind of makes sense of everything. So there's a whole bunch of little tags and little pieces that are going to go around on top and bottom, and some of these get matched up to a piece beneath. So this is like a little Christmas ball, kind of like, and the scallop goes on there, and same thing for this one. The present goes on a scallop, round border. And see, all of these leaves are on this wood look pattern, and so there's leaves and then these type of group of leaves. So looking at those, that's how I completely missed that present on there. That's my excuse. It's like dingbat here. Okay, and I'm just kind of matching up where the leaves hit on the instructions. And then I'm gonna put my scallop pieces around with the little leaves kind of coming off underneath those. So you can tell that even though the red is scarlet and it's a very dark red, that gold gilt really kind of stands out from the back. So like I said, that's totally an option to have that on there, but it does add a bit of a glitz to your page that's otherwise kind of dark colors. I mean, the pine is a very dark green, the scarlet is a very dark red. So, you know, a little shine helps when you have, you know, all those dark colors. And this is where these little spots, so these came off, that came off of the gold glitter sheet die cut page. So, you know, you just have some little pieces of shine that really add a lot to the page. So I'm putting the leaves is another base for the groupings, and I'm just kind of putting those where, you know, generally where it looks similar on the instructions. Now, I have to tell you, I guess it's my eyes, but sometimes I have a hard time seeing things on the instructions. You know, the details on the various pieces, because it's small. And so what I have to do is so I'm doing something different here. I decided I wanted to put a little of the shaker, the round shaker windows on, because it just looked like it was going to be about the same size as the little shaker window. And so I went ahead and made a shaker window out of this one. Now, normally I would not take off the piece. I'm trying to match it up, but of course, obviously, it's hard to do. So I'm going to take this off. Now, the fact that it's small helps it maintain its shape. The bigger circle, it's much harder to get it to be perfectly round. So I'm just going to add, I have some sequins. I have gold and, not gold, green and red sequins, perfect for Christmas. They're a little bit brighter green than this pine green. But I also have some red gems, and I'm going to add a few of the little sequins and then some of the red gems also, just for the heck of it, just for a little something. Of course, you know, then you always get a little sequin stuck right on your double stick window circle. Always something, just saying. I'm going to use my little spoon just to add a few more instead of doing it piece by piece. So I just put in a few, you know, this is so tiny, less is better, just saying. And if I did it over again, I would probably just use the red gems because it is pretty small. And so you want small things in there. So probably just the red gems would have been better. But you know, sometimes you have stuff in your stash and you just want to use it. So there's the red gems, and they are so pretty. They're really pretty. Anyway, I need my window now. So I've got my double stick ring. So then I put the sequins in, then I put the window on top, going all around the double stick ring. And then I'm going to add, just trying to straighten out some of the little sequins that kind of get caught up together. So I'm going to add, my Tombow is acting up. I've got to repair it. A little liquid glue, little liquid Tombow to cover the double stick foam. And see, so that kind of gives you a similar look to what we were having originally. Somehow that strip got folded up in there, so I have to. The new ones aren't like the old ones, so you can't just twirl them. So I have to figure that out. Anyway, I have another one over there. A little bit is coming out, just not the whole thing. Okay, so there's my little added piece to it. And then I'm adding this little scallop circle with the little gold from the marker on it. And I think there's also some more of the leaves and maybe some more of the paper, the gold paper, gold glitter paper. Gosh, this is in the morning. I'm doing this early in the morning, and I haven't finished my coffee yet. My brain isn't with me. There we go. Got the leaves down. Gonna put some little blobs of glue here and there to get a little star and a little dot from the glitter paper. And these are little bitty stars that are on the sticker sheet. So there's, they're so tiny that they're pretty easy to overlook. And so I'm trying to be diligent about going over and making sure I've got all of the pieces that are on the instructions. And, sometimes it's pretty easy to miss. There's a holly leaf that just really adds a little brightness to that. So I'm going over each of the pieces. Then I've got my star and my dot, those pieces. So it's pretty easy for me to miss something, especially when you've got a lot of things on here. And see, I was missing another little group of leaves down at the bottom there. Like I said, it's easy to miss, and they're all dark colors, so it's easy to just kind of go, oops, that was kind of hiding there. And so I'm just adding 3 little blobs of Tombow to just kind of hold the little wreath in place. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess, and that's going to go on the other side. So page 1, I think, is done. There we go. So here's page 2. So now the glitzy gilt spray goes on the bottom for this. So you've got the one on the top and the one on the bottom. Little bit diagonal from each other. So it brings the eye from the top down to the right-hand page at the bottom. That's all of that is done. Those enhancements are done with a purpose in mind. So this, once again, is going to match the bottom, and it's going to be 2.5 inches up from the bottom. It's where the scallops hit. And then we've got this piece that's going to go. It's close to where the scallops make their turn to go from down to up again. So one thing to keep in mind, I'm just doing one page at a time here, but it's a good idea to keep your first page lined up with your second page while you're working so that you can make sure that the pieces match going from right to left. Just, I think that I probably should have flipped this plaid around. That's why I say that. But I don't realize that until the very end, and it's really nitpicky because really somebody isn't really going to pay a whole lot of attention to that in the long run. Okay, and I'm putting my 4x6 and my 4x4 down. And I'm thinking that a 3x4, but it's really the title goes here. So the stockings were hung by the chimney with care. And look at how the shiny gold just sticks out from there. Isn't that pretty? And then here are the stockings. Of course, it's not a chimney, but the stockings are hanging. And we're going to do another repeated group sequence, similar to the ones on the first page. So this is a pretty scallop too. This is like a double scallop. And then the package goes on top of it. And it's really pretty. It's nice detail to go down there. But I'm not putting glue all the way at the top, just so that the picture can slide underneath. And here comes these little funny little leaves that get tucked under. Just kind of adjusting the spacing a little bit. And another one to go on top of the other, just to kind of a little different look over here. And then we've got, I love those hollies. Man, I've always loved those hollies with the 3 berries. And then we've got, see, that's where I discovered there's that little package. It's like, oh man, I totally missed that. I'm going to set that aside. See, that's what goes there. Now I'll tell you, I tried to hide what I drew underneath. And first I used the black shimmer brush. And after it dried, you could see the gold right through it. And then I tried a black Spectrum Noir marker, and that didn't work too good either. So don't even do this because it doesn't work. It seems like it's going to. Until, look at how that comes right through. Oof, that didn't work at all. So I eventually just put a little piece of black underneath the package, glue it onto the black, and then cut it out and put it on top of that. Yeah, for some reason the black isn't going on top of the gold. Weird. And yeah, you don't see it as much. The package does stick out, but you can still see all the lines under there. That at this point, they're looking funky. That's all there is to it. They're just downright funky. So I'll worry about that later. So I'm going to take my leftover part of the wreath and just kind of tuck it under the picture, and then use a little bit of the liquid to hold the ends down. So pretty easy to put on there. Not a whole lot of, but once again, you may want to have your other page close so that your wreath matches up with the other side. And then we've got the little journaling strips to go down there, so you have something to journal on. And that actually goes with Project 3. So when I put these things in the packages, there was always one from each that was in the wrong package. So that little green tab up there, yeah, that was supposed to go with Project 1. Didn't realize that until later. And I'm putting some more of the glitter paper die cuts down. And this is, there's a lot going on these pages. There's quite a lot going on these pages. I was thinking of adding a larger title, but there's like no way. There's just too much going on to add something else. So, yeah, try it again and it still doesn't work. And she tries it again and it still doesn't work. So this is where I think, okay, well, maybe I can just, what can I do? Well, see how nice that looks on the black without anything to take your mind. So I'm just going to glue it onto there with a little liquid and then cut it out. Could have kept that black circle. That's actually from making the outer rim of the shaker window. So I'm just going to cut it down so it's just a little bit outside the wood look die cut. And there, that's perfect. So see how much better it sticks out from even the gold shimmer. What is it called? Spectrum Noir. So there we go. That one got to be a little bit long. So that's, yeah, no. So there's page 2. And a little wonky, but there we go. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye. Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.